So I've said it before, I use these videos as a way to talk to my son in the future because he's a great little guy and I'm 50 and he's only 6 right now. So that means there's a pretty good chance I'm going to be gone before he's hit full maturity. And I was like, man, what a shame that would be not to be able to talk to my son in an adult way that would help him in whatever his current conditions are. You know, because presence is really just a state of mind until you realize it. So that's what like the spiritual journey and all that kind of stuff is about. It's finding ways to speak to people in an authentic or vulnerable way to get them to understand themselves better. And let's be honest, that's what we're doing as parents. We're not guiding our children into adulthood that would resemble ours. We're trying to get them into a place that would be better than ours. And unfortunately, there's no such thing as better or worse, so you don't control the outcome of any of those things. But you can give your kid advice in the future via YouTube. And so that's what this is for me. It's a way of being able to talk to my son without actually being there. So, hey, buddy. He's at his mom's right now. I have primary custody and she has, because she works a lot and I'm kind of disabled, so I get to watch him. And when I say I get to, that's exactly what I mean. I get to. It has been the most amazing journey of my life. I've learned way more from him than I know I've ever given back to him. You know, I want him, just like I want you, whoever might be watching this, I want you to be able to be comfortable with your feelings. I want you to be able to look at your feelings in a way that is non-judgmental. I don't want you to think that because you're having these feelings, they're exclusive only to you. Everybody does. Sometimes we just need kind words to reaffirm our friendships, our relationships, our family relationships, the dynamics, right? I mean, I guess you could concentrate on politics, or you could concentrate on religion, or you could concentrate on literature, or the newest series on Netflix. Or you can concentrate on the feelings that you have about your place in this world. And it's a little known fact that we are, in essence, God getting to look through the eyes of this vehicle and gain a type of consciousness that is only unique to us. Very specific, like a fingerprint. We are the only ones that are going to go through life the way that we're going to go through it. So I've had friends call me and, you know, they're having a rough patch or whatever. And it's not because I can relate to them from my rough patch. It's because I go, hey, if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be you, right? You've always done it. When has there ever been a time where you didn't do it? When you didn't get beyond the issue at hand, when you didn't solve the problem, right? And that's because you get to experience life as God, as a creator, as a divine being, an eternal spiritual self that never stops. And you can believe that or not. Doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't. And once you understand what that means, it makes life a lot more peaceful. So that's what I tell my son. I tell him, don't worry about what other people think of you. Worry about what you think of you. Just because somebody has a reaction to something that you did or whatever, it doesn't mean that's a reflection of you. It means that they're judging you based on their own character, their own assumptions, their own preconceived notions of what things should and should not be. And this in no way gives merit to doing bad things, right? So let the first rule be do no harm to others, okay? Intention is everything. You can tell somebody the truth about themselves according to your understanding of those things and hurt their feelings without intending to hurt their feelings. If somebody has a drug addiction and you see it and you don't say anything, isn't that kind of harming the person? I remember one of my family members was battling alcoholism, and I liked this guy. I liked him a lot. He was a pain in the ass, and he would argue with you for the sake of arguing, not because he believed in the opposite perspective, but because he was trying to understand your perspective of the matter at a deeper level, right? My grandpa used to do the same thing, so it was kind of easy to deal with him in that regard. And I remember there, about a year before he died, he was looking pretty bad. He'd always been a fairly robust dude, very healthy looking, and all of a sudden he started to atrophy. His arms became tiny. His gut was very extended, very bloated. I could see his nose was swelling, and those are all clear signs of alcoholism. And then he got a light yellow tint. And I remember looking at him going, "Hey man, you look like shit." And he's like, "Well, thanks." I'm like, "No, you seriously look bad, man. What's going on?" "Oh, just stress." And he'd bring it off on these other things. And I'm like, "Well, maybe it's the liquid diet." And he laughed and thought it was funny. Because when we are smothering ourselves, when we're punishing ourselves for some judgment that we have against ourselves, it's kind of funny. And he got steadily sicker, and it came to a point where his liver was failing and his kidneys were failing at the same time, and the doctor said, "Well, we could replace one, but it would kill the other, and you can't do both at the same time." And he's like, "Well, what's the next step? What does this mean?" And I said, "You're dying." And he was only like 38. And it fucking boggles my mind to think about it, because I was like, I was a few years older than him at the time. And I went, "My God, this guy's younger, like much younger than me." And he's dying for no other reason than having judged himself. And then I saw him in the hospital, and he looked skeletal. He was all yellow. He didn't even look. He was Hispanic, and he didn't even look Hispanic. He looked like a Simpsons character, but gaunt and emaciated. And it's really fucked up, because my reaction was I gasped when I saw him. I went, complete involuntary reflex. I've never done it before in my life, and I haven't done it since. But it made me gasp. Because I'm like, that's him? That can't be him. What the fuck? And he died surrounded by families and friends. And he was a devout Catholic, and he clung on to that until he died, which is a good thing. Because what he went through, I always looked at it like he crucified himself for the family. Because we all have demons, we all have issues, and we have family issues, family dynamics that are very painful. And it was almost like his way of like telling everybody, "Hey, watch out. This could be your future." And a lot of us do that. We put ourselves through living hell because of judgments that we have against ourselves, rather than embracing those things. Like if you have a chronic addiction, look at why you have that chronic addiction. What void are you trying to fill? So there's this story about Mooji, and I'm going to paraphrase a lot because I don't remember the exact thing, but he was doing one of his sat songs, and this guy got up on the microphone and he says, I deal with fear and anxiety and depression and sadness and stuff all the time, and it's killing me. And this guy was visibly shaken, and I mean, you could see it was those emotions were having a toll on him. And Mooji said, well, would you give them to me? And the guy's like, well, what? He goes, can you just take them and give them to me? I will take them for you. And the guy said yes. And the look of relief on that man's face was pretty impressive. That's what Jesus did for us. That's what Buddha did for us. That's what you can do for us. That's what I can do for us. We can all take the burdens of other people. We can put them on our shoulders. And no matter the outcome, we can still willingly take the burdens of others and be kind to them in return. And that guy, I believe he started crying, or at least maybe that's my imagining of it, but it was a very deep moment. So I would implore you to do that. Just listen to people. When they're having a bad day, go, hey, what's wrong? You okay? You need something you need to talk about it? Get it off your chest? Because sometimes that's all a person needs. They don't need an answer. They just need an ear. They just need somebody to listen to, and to listen to them and maybe even listen back. We're very fragile. I mean, we're very tough, but we're very fragile. So if this video is for my son, I would tell him, maybe in 20 years when he's watching this, or 10 years when he's watching this, don't hold on to it. It's not yours. It's just a feeling. Your feelings aren't real. They just want to be heard. They don't want to be resisted. They don't want to be repressed. They just want to be heard. Just acknowledge them. Go, yeah, I'm feeling sad right now. And you'll notice once you acknowledge them and once you go, yeah, that's what that is. That's sadness or anger or disdain. You'll notice they just start going away. They start vanishing. They fizzle out. It's the same thing that happens when you confront your demons and say, all right, well, let's talk about it. Because demons are a little different. They're more like negative energy fields that you get into, right? They're things, they're past traumas that you have maybe reconciled with, but haven't fully acknowledged and allowed to heal. They are things that you still feel shame for. Shame and guilt, that'll take you out really quick. Whatever you feel ashamed of, don't resist it, go into it. Chronic masturbation, drug addiction, anger issues, whatever you feel ashamed of, go in and find out where it originated, where it came from. What feeling of lack are you having that initiated that response? Because there's nothing to be ashamed of. We make mistakes. We're humans. We're supposed to. It's a part of the game. So make your mistakes. Make them confidently. And then realize that they were a mistake, and that's not who you are, and that's not where you would like to go, and that's not how you'd like to treat people or yourself. And go, and just let it fold, let it go away, let it pack itself up in another bag and take a hike. And that's including the grief that you might have for me dying or Ozzy Osbourne dying. That hit me pretty hard. I loved Ozzy. That was Black Sabbath was the first album I ever listened to. I was like 5 years old, and my stepdad had an 8-track of Volume 4 by Black Sabbath. And I listen to that thing over and over and over again. And what's funny, I'm 50 years old and I still listen to it. It's great. It's a little cryptic. It's a little apocalyptic. It's a finger pointing in a direction. Take a look at this. We need to be talking about this. Right? That's what all of the metal and the hard rock kind of stuff is about. It's not about evil and Satan and all that. It's, take a look at this. They're unhealed parts of you that need to be loved, need to be accepted, to encourage growth in a more positive direction, a direction that's more suited to a peaceful, happy existence. Because that's all we should ever be concerned with. Being happy. Selfishness in a way that is humble. Selfish humility. Because you're not perfect, you're not the greatest, you're not the best, but you're the perfect, greatest, best you that's ever existed. Right? It doesn't mean you're better than anybody or worse than anybody. It just means that you mean something to you. You're a good person. You're attractive. Somebody thinks about you in a way that might make you blush. Right? I mean, and that's what it is, no matter who you are. And then if you really want to get down to the bare bones of it, even, the homeless guy in the park that's dancing and screaming, that guy was a child. Somebody loved them. And there may be somebody right now that loves them. And they're just not aware of it because they can't love themselves and they can't figure out how anybody could possibly love them if they can't love themselves. So before it's too late, love you. You love you. Do your damnedest to love you. Find something amazing about yourself every day. I like my penmanship. I can really fold a hoodie very well. I have this really cool thing where it bundles up and man, it's sweet. Is it the best? Absolutely not. Is it great for me? Absolutely. I can cook a mean hamburger. I may not be the best dad in the world, but I'm trying. I want to set the bar higher for what dads can do. So set the bar higher for yourself. You're totally capable. We all are. We're all perfect just the way we are. No matter our opinions, our backgrounds, what political party we've, blah, 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 all the bullshit. It's because it's just all bullshit. It's ridiculous. We get these opinions and we think that they're real and they're not. It's the illusion of control. There is no control. There is none. There's the illusion of it. You might feel like you're in control at the moment, but then 5 years from now, you're not in control anymore. You ask people what the number one thing they wish they had done in life is when they're on their deathbed. And it's usually paid more attention to my health. Didn't work so much. Spent more time with my family. So do that shit. That's the important shit. Not starting a Fortune 500 company. I mean, if that excites you, do it. But also know that it's not the end. It's not the goal. Money isn't the goal. It never has been. Never will be. The goal is joy. Being joyful in all the things that you do. So after you're done with this video, think of something that you would rather do, right? The thing that excites you the most. And whatever that is, go do it. Let's show the system that we don't give a shit about the system. Because the system is nonsense. It's an illusion. So when you're done with this, Go find something that you really want to do. You want to walk in the park? You want to take a swim in a lake? You want to hug your kids? That's very important. Hug your kids. Hug your loved ones. If you still have a mom and a dad, go hug them. It doesn't matter what they did. It really does, because none of us know what the fuck we're doing. So it doesn't matter what kind of trauma you brought away from your parents. They hit you, they yelled at you, they called you a piece of shit, loser, whatever. You didn't have to believe that. And it wasn't their fault that you did believe that. It was their fault that they said what they said, and they did what they did. And that's it. But underneath that, you can find forgiveness for them because you realize that they were just a sounding post for the people that abused them. And it's sad when people can't get out of that loop. There was a guru, and I don't know exactly who he was, but it's a good story. And he said that what a sadness it is for a guru to know that 99% of the people that come to see them are just looking to be healed, and only 1% are looking to be awakened. How sad that is. As always, much love.